Hey everyone, and welcome back to On a Water Break, the podcast where we talk about everything you and your friends are talking about on a water break. We are keeping it all in the family, Fast and the Furious style. The family that spins together stays together. We'll find out this episode what made Trish say.
They were kind of scaring everybody just walking around the arena. It was very cool.
And why Craig said.
You know, everything was like old school and you caught it here and there was no in between. So trying to do the in between stuff for me actually was the hardest part of everything.
All that and more on this week's episode of On a Water Break.
8 off the mat and go.
Welcome to On a Water Break, the podcast where we talk everything marching arts.
Everyone, bring it in.
It's time for a water break.
And then you freeze right there. Hey everyone, it's your boy, Joey. I don't have a cool nickname, it's just Joey. We have a fun episode this week, although it's still technically Bantober. We're going to reach back to some drum corps season vibes and relive one special moment in particular. Before we see who's on the sidelines this week, go and subscribe on your favorite listening app, write us a review, share this with a friend or a foe. Who knows? I got a question or a good topic to talk about? Email us at onawaterbreakpodcast@gmail.com or find us on social media and DM us if you want to be on the show. We even have a form now that you could fill out if you want to be a guest. Check it out in our link in the bio. Who's on the sidelines this week? Trish, how you doing?
Hey, everybody.
What's the vibes? Are you feeling all right?
So great. I've been super excited about doing this episode ever since I saw that TikTok video, which we're going to get into, and it was just so fun. And I was like, we have to get them. So we got them. Here they are. Let's go. Let's do it.
Do you want to? Yeah. Do you want to introduce them? I saw the video, but I don't like taking glory from people. Would you like to introduce our guests? This is going to be so fun.
We have the Peters family. We have Craig and Melissa, and we have Lindsay, and we have Ashley, and we're going to learn more about them when they do their 32 count life stories. But what lured us to having me in particular, to having them on this podcast was they made a TikTok video of themselves, all the Crusaders rifle feature. And I was like, that is so... They all were out there on their front lawn, backyard, I'm not sure.
Front lawn, yep.
And I was like, that is so cool that the whole family was able to do that, and I just loved it. So, but we'll find out more about them, Joey, when they do their 32 count life stories.
Okay, sounds good. What would you like to do now? Can we talk about and preview some of the awesome weekly episodes that are about to come out?
Yes, please.
Content? Okay, well, the first one, I was on it, so you got to go watch it. Bantober Breakdown, Texas Band's Drill Science, and Marching Accountability. That was sassy. With Whitney Stone, Alicia, Joey, and our newcomer, Amari. He was so fun. He was so cool. He had a good time. I like his vibe. I can't wait to see where that guy goes. I hope he does all of the young leadership things and builds a name. I think he's got so much information. Steven's band state championships wrap up with Neil and Art Grossman, and there's an interview with the Rowan University's Megan Cooney, and it's a great one as well. And then the one that I'm so mad that I couldn't get on, and I think a lot of us in the chat really wanted to get on, was the special bonus. Yeah, the special bonus episode with Jeremy and Ricardo with the Latrice Royale. You guys have to go check that out. Oh my gosh, we were blowing up in the chat, and then it had to stay super secret. It had, it could only be them three, and it was cool to see him at WGI in the winter, but being I was so close to getting to talk to them. Anyway, I was really excited.
I know.
We got a lot of great content, y'all. Go watch it. I mean, what are you doing? Band, you're going to be on buses for a while here, getting to your state competitions. Go listen to some On a Water Break. Yeah. Our special guests today are members of the Peters family, Craig, Melissa, Ashley, and Lindsay. How are y'all doing today?
Good. Thank you for having us on the show. Excited to be here.
That video came out and it was so fun. They have all been involved in the color guard activity in one way or another. Their social media video of the entire family spinning to the Boston Crusaders 2025 rifle feature is what made us all in the chat. You posted that, and I swear, 30 seconds later, it ended up in the chat, and everybody was like, we gotta get them on the podcast. So I mean,
it
like,
was fun to do. It was totally
it
fun to
was
do that video. Thanks to Lindsay for doing that and putting the video together. She's going to put it on her page. So
okay. Let's talk about it. Like, whose idea was it? How did you guys rehearse it? Like, who? Let's go.
Yeah. So actually, that video, the one that got like 500,000 views, that was part 2. We posted a part 1 in May, and
Well, I think that's part 1 started because I said to Ashley, I want to learn how to do that because I saw other people posting and I'd see it on Facebook or whatever. And I said, I want to learn how to do that. Ashley, teach that to me. So she started teaching it to me in the living room. And then
that's what you see in the video because it's not so good.
And then Craig came into the living room and said, I want to learn it. So then he started learning. And the girls were recording us at the time. And I'm like, don't post that. It's terrible.
No.
And then Lindsay's like, no, it's fine, Mom. It's okay. I'll edit it together. It'll be funny.
No one's going to see
it. Was fun. I mean, then after we posted that first one, I'm like, I could do a lot better. We need to go outside. If we went outside, then I could do it a lot better. And so then we had to try and plan a time where Ashley was home in between school and right before she left for drum corps for the summer. So we only had a small window of time to put that together.
In amongst all the packing and getting ready for the summer,
Yeah.
Oh,
but that part 1, the original concept was guess who's the Boston Crusader. So we each had our separate videos and we had each done it kind of individually. So then we decided we should make the reveal who was actually the Boston Crusader. So that's where the part 2 came in of all of us spinning together. And that's where we showed that it was Ashley.
Wow.
And actually, I wasn't even going to post that part 2 because we all were like, oh, we could do it better. We could wait until there's another time when we can get together and do this. But we kind of forgot about it. It sat in my camera roll. And recently I was like, oh, I still have this video. I should just post it because why not? And it ended up blowing up and we did not anticipate that at all.
So now all y'all know when they go, hey, let's just take this video. Don't worry, I'm not going to post it. Like, exactly. Lindsay's going to post it
the next time.
Yeah.
Sure, you won't.
Listeners, make sure Lindsay posts it. Ashley, what was that like? What was that like teaching a rifle feature that you had learned?
It was a lot of fun. I know my parents, they doubted themselves when they were learning it, but I was like, we can do this. Like, I'm gonna get you there.
Yeah. Did you? I mean, so I'm just imagining, trying to emulate my best Heather Graham or who have you, on the did you come in and go, okay, that's not how you do it. This is how you do it. What were the vibes? How long did it take?
I mean, when they first learned it, it took just an hour or 2. But then in the weeks, as the weeks went on, they were like, we need to get better at this. And so I would see them sometimes outside practicing it. And I would come outside and give them tips if they needed help.
Okay. On their own? They just went outside and just started going outside?
We did do it on our own.
Oh my God, I love that.
By the light of the street light out there, trying to get a few minutes in.
I mean, that's how drum corps was. So that's how drum corps was when we all did it back then. There were no stadium lights back then. There was all candle and lantern. Okay, so you guys, we got the lights tonight. We had candles. We had candles, friends.
I actually posted a video of the Cavaliers from 73 of them having a show in the parking lot of a school, and there were light posts.
Oh my God!
Yeah, so I have some videos up on YouTube, and my dad took some.
Oh my God!
It's so funny. How do they march around these light poles in the middle of the?
Right.
It's crazy.
That's wild. Oh my goodness. So I got one more question for Ashley. I got tons of questions for Mom and Dad. What are some so I think a lot of people have tried that feature. What are some tips and tricks you can give to people trying to learn this on their own?
Ooh, definitely the beginning, the flip of the 1.5 to the ground. We repped that a lot of times that summer and getting it really fast. And whenever you get it, you have to get it on this down angle to be able to put the tip down right away. It's really just getting that first part fast enough, because if you're too slow to that, then you'll kind of be behind for the rest of it. So I just think practicing that first 1.5 flip a lot and up to tempo is really important in that part.
And that's actually the hardest part for me, because back in our day when we marched, nothing was halved. Everything was old school, and you caught it here, and there was no in between. So trying to do the in between stuff for me actually was the hardest part of everything.
Oh, that's my biggest fear. That's my biggest fear going to any of these intensas or World Guard clinics and auditions
Right.
is they'll go, okay, so we're going to start on the hat and you're going to grab with your pinky and then you're going to flip that and you're just going to go, what the shit? This is not.
Exactly, right? Yeah, you
This
lost
isn't
me on
right.
that one.
Yeah. This isn't how it's supposed to be. We step off with our right foot. It's in first position. Okay. That's crazy. So, I mean, like, y'all were in drum corps and color guard and that stuff. How does it feel to have two wonderful children that are speaking like this about the activity that y'all fell in love with?
Well, I'm still amazed that they actually went and did it, because we tried so many different things when they were growing up. I mean, we tried skating and, everything else. And I don't know why they ended up like getting drum corps stuck in their blood. It could be because we used to go to the shows all the time. Like I was in the Cavaliers alumni corps in 2008, so they were exposed to that. And then I kept doing the classic Cavaliers. We had like a side group that kept playing for the Cavaliers. And the kids would all come to all the shows, and they'd watch me and all the other guys in the corps. And I think, and even in the classic Cavaliers, I think it helped inspire them to be familiar with it and be comfortable with it, and that's what they just gravitated towards.
Yeah, Melissa, what's it like?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's they're multi-talented too, though, because like you said, we did a lot of things. They did music. They study music now, and they did orchestra and choir and gymnastics, and they did plays and everything. So, but to see them doing guard, it's amazing. It's amazing that they were in it. I'm so glad they were in it because it's such a great activity to meet people and to put yourself out there and really become independent. And they have so many friends now across the country because of it, and it's such a wonderful activity. Yeah. And so I'm glad that they embraced it and they still like it.
That's so exciting. Yeah. I and two really successful, programs, Yeah. It's incredible that they're both just so up there. I think my brother and I were the ones that did drum corps, but my little brother and being this like big wig videographer, my sister's like into saving every dog on the planet. Like we all went different places, but my parents were very much music people. So it's very interesting to see. Wait, are these your only children? I guess I got to ask that too.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yes. Good question.
It's got to be in the blood, right? Like that's
right.
Crazy.
Yeah, okay. Absolutely.
We kind of dove into this a little bit, so I want to move on to our next segment. I want to hear from everything from. So we're going to do 32 count life story. Okay, you're going to hear 8 from the Met, and then you're going to go off, and we'll start with. Let me check my notes. We're going to start with Craig. Craig, you ready? What we're going to do? And I'm going to give this spiel to everybody.
Hold on.
Yeah, let's. My goodness, wash that with bleach.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're ready.
We are so ready. Craig, you get 8 counts and from the Met, and you're off 32 counts from everything from the day you were born to what you had for breakfast this morning. Are you ready?
Ready. All right. My name's Craig. I was born in 1970. I marched drum corps for quite a few years. My brothers were in it from 1972 to and then I finished in 1991 in the Cavaliers organization. Did rifle, flag, everything in the Winter Guard. I've worked at JVC Electronics for many years, and I love working there. And currently, I love watching my daughters grow up and watch what they do and cheer them on doing all their drum corps stuff and succeeding with life. So that's me in a nutshell.
There you go. That was right at 32 counts.
You forgot that your parents were honorary Cavaliers as well. I would have added that.
Yeah, I forgot. I did mention that earlier. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
But that time flies by.
We didn't quite get to what you had for breakfast this morning, but that's okay.
That's okay.
We're going to circle back. Did you guys take notes? Melissa, you next. You ready?
Okay.
Here we go.
Ready.
8 from the Met, and you're off. Here we go.
Okay, I'm Melissa Peters. Born in Chicago and was in the Rita Nets in high school, and then went on to be in a group called the 3rd Lancers Winter Guard. I was in the NIU Husky Marching Band rifle line, and then I coached the Guard for 3 years while I was a student. And then I was in the Guardsmen Winter Guard for 2 winters in the 80s, 87, 88, and I was in the Miller's Blackhawks, my age out year in 89. And then I went on to coach a lot of groups for the last 40 years, and then my daughters. Cookies and coffee.
Craig,
you all teach together?
Yeah, well,
We did, yeah.
Perpetuum. Yeah, we forgot about Perpetuum. Yeah.
How did that work out? How did that work out, you two working together? This is very interesting. My significant other, we work together, and sometimes it works, and sometimes it does not work. How does it work with y'all?
Yes, exactly what you just said. It was cool, though. I mean, the best part, too, was of that. I mean, it was, we got along sometimes, but the cool part was my girls would come and help, too. So they'd come and they'd write work. So both the girls were coming and helping, too, with writing the work. So we were doing a good guard all together. So it was kind of nice.
So it was mostly, we stick to our roles. I mean, I was mostly staging and directing, and you were teching, and then the girls were choreography. So
wow.
It was fun.
Very cool.
Family business. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's
Never
awesome.
doesn't pay that much, so I don't know if you can call it a business if you don't make that much money on it.
Well, that's why you got four people in there getting money. All four of you together, $250 each. That's $1,000. That's enough. That's enough for a weekend indie. Okay, Ashley, are you ready? All right, let's do it. Here we go. 8 counts and you're off. Your 32 count life story starts right now.
I'm Ashley Peters. I'm 21 years old, and I grew up in the Chicago suburbs, and now I'm in Cincinnati for school. I study music and entrepreneurship. I started color guard almost 10 years ago. I started an independent cadet class guard, and then I went on to do Colt cadets and Colts, and then for winter I did Allegiance and juxtaposition, and then most recently I did Boston Crusaders for 4 years, and then Pride this past winter. And now I teach kids color guard too. I also taught in high school as well, and I've just been surrounded by guard my whole life, pretty much.
Almost like you were led into your world. Yeah, awesome.
You had me at Boston Crusaders, but you had me at mic drop Pride to Cincinnati. Like you had me. I'm done now. I'm done.
The final year. Yeah, that's amazing. You did Colt and Colt cadets. My significant other did Colts in 14 and 15. That's a great organization. It's a great place to learn and grow. And it's a lot of people's forever home, but like if you're wanting to get a great introduction into the space, I can't recommend Colts enough. It's a great place.
Absolutely.
You're studying music entrepreneurship. What's your goal with that? Where do you see you using that degree?
Honestly,
helping the family business, maybe.
I would like to start some sort of color guard business. I don't know exactly what yet. And then with music, I would like to get into editing Winter Guard soundtracks.
Oh, that's much needed. Oh my gosh. Yeah, 100% get into that. Make it great, because I think we've all been to a Saturday show where it's like, they definitely did this in GarageBand, like that's so important. So good for you. Oh my goodness. Lindsay, are you ready for your 32 count life story?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, 8 counts and you're off. Your 32 count story starts right now.
My name is Lindsay Peters. I'm 23 years old. I started doing color guard in 8th grade with the Separate Cadets. And then for winter after that, I went to Perpetuum and Allegiance, and I did a season of Elevate as well. For drum corps, Ashley and I marched together at Colt Cadets and Colts, and then I went to Bluecoats for 2 years. I'm currently teaching at Naperville Central High School. I was also in the U of I marching band, and I was the captain there my senior year. I studied music technology there, and I'm currently doing audiobook proofreading and teaching guard, of course.
All right.
Do you, as a family, I'm just curious, after hearing all of your life stories, do you guys believe in taking a break? Oh my gosh.
Ashley, this is like your first break in like forever.
I'll raise you a Red Bull. That is in how did you teach them this much work ethic? Like to do the things that they're doing and to stay, I'm sure, on top of their studies. Like, what's that like? What was growing up like? Like, talk to me now. Hearing from y'all, like, how does this happen? Because like in this day and age,
sometimes we wonder how, because it's amazing.
Yeah, I really think it's their personality, because they take on everything. I don't feel like we push them that hard to do stuff. They always just took it on and said they just had that drive to just do everything that they could, to do the best they could, whatever it was that they were doing.
Mm-hmm. They were very responsible individuals, very responsible young ladies. So proud of them.
Yeah. I mean, what's it like to have parents that have done such craziness in their life, and now you're in that world too? You two. I'll hear from any one of y'all. I'm just I've always wanted to find a family like this, and I'm wondering. I am 33, but I'd be okay with having y'all as parents. Like, what's the adoption paper look like? And I'm sure your credit score is great. Could you help me out with mine? Like, what's it like having them as parents, friends? Like Lindsay, Ashley, how do you feel like? I don't know. I feel like maybe at your age you're like, well, I'm just doing me, but like, there's got to be something. Like, what do you when you wake up in the morning? How do you get up and how do you go? All right, I got all this stuff to do and it's gonna get done. What's the vibes? Like, give me the secret. That's a loaded question.
I mean, I do have like a calendar on my phone that really helps, but also, this is my first year being like a co-director of a color guard, and I honestly ask my parents for advice kind of a lot. I feel like, and like we always have conversations about guard. I always text them and ask them for like help with anything, because I just know they have lots of experience in it, and I know they kind of know all the answers. I feel like,
yeah. Personally, I just like always having goals for myself. Like, no matter if they're the craziest dream you've ever heard of, I always push myself to try to make it happen. Also, with like having parents that are in guard in particular, I think one of the fun parts is that every day I learn something new, a new story from them, or mom will be like, oh, I taught at that school for a year. And I'll be like, what? So that's the fun part too, is just getting to hear so many of the adventures that they've had. And I think that's really fun and interesting to watch.
Didn't we at one point count up how many bands my wife actually taught, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like over 50. We should have written them down, but we didn't.
Well, I couldn't keep track.
Yeah.
Here's something I recommend. So my grandmother passed away a few years ago, and her husband was a very famous composer and conductor in Mexico. And so her last couple of years, I would set the video. I'm not saying mom and dad are not going anywhere. I want to be the first one to say that. You've got time. Oh my goodness. But what I would say is put the phone up, press play, and then just talk. And let them just say their stories, because those are the things that we lose. We talked about this on a podcast a couple of weeks ago, was we lose those stories. We lose everything because the WGI archive no longer exists. Everything has to be on YouTube and then gets taken down. We don't get to hear those stories. We don't get to firsthand hear about what it was like to be in the Cavaliers and having a light post in the parking lot for a show, like that. I never knew that stuff like that happened. I've had rehearsals like that. I've been so upset. I couldn't imagine preparing something and then being like, oh, there's something in the way that we didn't plan at all. Great. Like, that's insane to me. I recommend both of y'all recording all the things. And maybe that's just an added thing to your social media space, is just hearing these stories, because it's what really builds the culture. It's what makes this more than just people spinning in a gym. It becomes a culture. It becomes a way of life. And y'all are obviously living that way of life. So I'd love to hear more stories.
Yeah, I know what you mean too, Joy, because like I go to show, even when we go to band shows, we go to a lot of marching band shows too, because some of the kids that we were in our group are still in some marching bands. So we go and we check them out. And I always go, whenever I'm at a show, I talk to so many people. I think the girls can tell you, I talk to everybody because I want to know their stories. We met some kids from Spirit of Atlanta a few weeks ago, and I started talking to them about their experience at Spirit. And so I just like to talk and, hear what people say about their stories and their life stories of, where their drum corps careers have gone, and marching band. And I talked to some kids. One kid I actually inspired to march in Cavaliers as well, too. Just some random kid that I was sitting next to at DCI. So I think it's amazing to talk to people and find out what their passions are, and to encourage them to push for their passions.
Yeah. And kind of like we were talking about right before we got on, there's a lot of things that are different about when we all marched. It was all different worlds when all of us marched, but I think there are universal truths and the lessons that we learn no matter when you march. There's hard work, there's work ethic, there's getting up when you're tired and beaten down. That's a skill set that you have to learn, and obviously your children know it, and they're doing it at such a high level. I'm like, y'all's life, dope. I'm telling you right now, you guys are dope. This is so cool.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Trish, do you have any questions for them? I mean, they covered so much. Oh my gosh.
They really did. No, I think that I'm just enjoying listening to your experiences, and I'm really inspired by you guys. So
yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Can you give me like each of you just your one favorite thing about the times you marched? Like it doesn't have to be your favorite year. It could literally be, oh, I had a tech block and it was great. I just want to hear. Can we start with? We'll go down the same list. Craig, can you think of anything in your marching career, teaching, directing, performing that's like this was just a great story?
A lot of stuff from specific year of the Cavaliers in '88. It was just the perfect mix of Cavalier guys together, and we just had the most fun time that I've ever had in my life. And it was just, I don't know what it was, but it was like just the people were perfectly melded together, and we just had an absolute ball all summer. We worked hard, we played hard, and I'll never forget that experience as long as I live.
That's exciting. Melissa, do you got one?
The only thing I can think of is how I was inspired by seeing other groups. And when I first started, that's when PBS used to show WGI, all the the Olympics and all. They used to call it the Olympics. And then I got to be in it my first year in Guard, and I have the sign behind me that said Olympic. I got a picture of that. And so, I mean, that was fun, and it was cool to watch them on PBS and always be inspired. And I just loved it from the beginning, and I'm just so glad to still be a part of, in a small way now.
Yeah. I wish we could find a way to continue the funding and get PBS to cover DCI and WGI.
No.
We'll get
darn
there.
music rights.
People needing money. Ashley, you got one?
Yeah. This might sound kind of like obvious, but I just thought doing the victory run this past summer, like I never felt like energy like that performing like ever. Like I feel like I did DCI for 8 seasons, and I was always like, why would you want to do a second run like anyways, like after you're already tired? But like actually doing it, I was like, wow, I understand now like why I worked so hard and like why I was working towards this like the whole time. So
yeah. I mean, at what point did you realize that it was different during that run? Was it prepping for the victory run? What point where you were like, oh, I freaking love this?
It was definitely having all the like alumni like on the field. They were right in front of us, like standing there, and they were just like screaming so loud, and everyone was recording, and it was just like it was like indescribable.
An unmatched feeling, I'm sure. Well, I hope you find a way to capitalize on that and give that to your students. I think that, I mean, like, it's a once in a lifetime experience for sure. Lindsay, you got one?
Yeah. So I know that scores don't matter at all. That's not why we do this, of course. But Ashley and I marched 4 years of drum corps together, and then we split off, and I went to Bluecoats and she went to Boston. And that summer, that first year that we separated, we tied for second place. And that was the most crazy feeling. And the reason why it's so important to me and why it was so significant is because it just reminded me of why we do this. We do this because we're connected, and because like it's the special things like that that you remember. And I'm also going to throw in getting to be on the field for the Bluecoats Alumni Corps in 22. That was also an incredible moment. And that's another time where I was just reminded why we do this. So many alumni out there, like the most incredible sound, and everyone had this great energy together. And I think that's what is really important about the activity in general.
There's this epic, I'm sure you've seen it a million times, of Mike Scott crying, and you guys are all standing behind him when they were performing. It's like an epic picture.
Yeah, it was a great, great moment.
Y'all have lived so much history. Oh my goodness. I'm free. I'll be you ever wanted a son, Craig? We could play cat. I'm more of a baseball fan than I am a player, but I think I can figure it out.
I think we'd play with rifles and flags more than anything else, which is what we used to do when we were younger. We used to play that in the backyard, too.
I don't know if I can catch a rifle. I'm going to be honest with you. Not these days. I think if a kid was like, hey, toss a 5, I'd be like, I'm going to lose a finger and an eye, but I'm going to try this for you. What y'all do is amazing.
Hand-eye coordination changes when you get older. That's for sure. In my mind, I'm still 19, but when I go to look for the catch,
everything just moves faster and is heavier now, and I just
exactly.
It's 1,000% true.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I really think this was amazing. We're going to cut to commercial, and then we're going to come back with some more fun.
Celebrating its 25th anniversary, Guard Closet was founded as a consignment shop in 2000. Since then, it has grown to become your one-stop shop for the marching arts.
Do you need consignment uniforms and flags for your color guard, marching band, or drumline? We have thousands of sets of consignments in stock and ready to ship.
Do you need show design and custom choreography? Our designers have years of experience in the marching arts.
Do you need to sell your items and clear out your storage areas? We take in more than 600 sets of consignments each year and return hundreds of thousands of dollars to our consigners for their sales.
Do you need to have your students order shoes, gloves, and other equipment? We can set up a microsite for easy student ordering of a wide variety of items.
Do you need custom costumes or flags? We can help get you great designs from our team through top vendors like Show Day Designs.
Have you listened to our podcast On a Water Break? Weekly episodes and bonus content keep you entertained and informed with what's going on in the marching arts.
For over 25 years, Guard Closet has been here to help. Check us out at guardcloset.com or follow us on social media.
Okay, guys, let's get into some news. Okay. Trish, you got some news for us?
I do. Well, obviously, the big event of the weekend was the BOA Super Regional in Indianapolis, and there was a lot of surprises, I think. But I mean, happy to see Carmel on top. That was pretty cool for them.
They were beautiful.
Joey, we just watched a little clip together, and that was pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean, it's a first time in a while that I've seen them out of the non-traditional uniform. So if you haven't seen them yet, go catch them on wherever you can find them. I don't know that we can say anywhere but box 6, but if you can see them.
I mean, it was really close between them and Avon. Avon ended up in first with a 92.7, but a 92.05 for Carmel. I mean, that was close. And then, Joey, you even commented about what a different look Carmel had this year.
Yeah, I mean, the little matador look, the color guard being like with the spotted cows. Oh, it's so cute. It's very, very cute. Yeah.
I got to check out a video of Avon. I mean, I wonder how many super regional wins that is for them. I'm sure it's pretty high.
They're stacking up now for sure.
They really are.
Yeah.
And then you had Blue Springs out of Missouri in third with a 90.4. Then you had 3 Indiana teams in a row: Fishers, Castle, Brownsburg, 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Which, Trish, have you seen Fishers?
I have not.
There's teddy bears on the field.
Oh my God! Seriously?
It's quite the show. I got to see it in Orlando. I was at the Orlando Regional, and I mean, I think they performed like maybe 2 behind us, but their stack of bears were right behind the band I was working with, and I was like, oh, this is crazy. And they're like 10 foot, maybe. I'm short, so everything's tall to me, but this is like huge bears.
Well, I'm sure BOA will be like broadcast on like Box 5, so. Or something of that nature, the Grand Nats. So, I'll try and check that out for sure.
And crazy. I've got some news.
Or you do?
Yeah. I mean, I always have news, but let's finish out the 12 finalists. I think that's really important.
All 12?
Yeah.
Okay, Avon 92.7, Carmel 92.05, Blue Springs 90.4, Fishers 88.1, Brown, Burke, Home in the
Let's go, Union.
Rounding out the top 10, Harrison High School from Georgia, 84.45. So this is stacking up to be a really good Grand Nats.
Oh, yeah. And if you're going to be there, like I said on a previous podcast, come catch me at that Taco Bell Cantina. They got the best tacos in town, in my opinion. Yeah, that's crazy. And I mean, being from the Midwest, like, let's go Union. That's so fun. Like, their shows are always so well put together.
Yeah.
Well, just talking about that same weekend, Grand Nats, during that same week, we've got the 50th annual PASIC convention in Indianapolis at the convention center right across the street. Tons of really cool marching arts sessions and clinics included. I mean, everything from it's called Powerhouse Arranging for Marching Percussion. I think it's from that one's put on by the marching committee panel. There's also a session by Shelby Shelton, and it's a movement for front ensembles. Vanguard Percussion's going to perform. George Mason
that's
Indoor
so
is going to
cool.
perform. Rhythm X Quad Line's going to be there. Adam Norris, Thomas Clayson, I think that's how you say it. Lauren Teal's doing one. Oh, love me some Lauren Teal. Ensemble skills that transcend the marching arts. So, I mean, like, that lines up with everything I try to talk to band directors where they're like, well, we got to have that marching band sound. It's like, no, we have to have good sounds. And
Right.
that just,
Right.
and so like when we've got, Lauren Teal's amazing and, both indoor, outdoor, and out of the marching arts, like every skill that we teach, everything that we talk about from a foundational level should be able to apply to other things. This is music education at the end of the day. And I think sometimes some marching band people lose sight of that. So I'm going to really try to hit that one up.
That would be great.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, you will come on the podcast and let us know all about it.
Oh, we're going to hit some What Are We Doings in that loud expo hall for sure. I got to get some good mics for that. And it's my favorite time of year. I mean, it's just like WGI, right? Like we go to WGI, it's like a big homecoming. I get to do that with these band directors and percussionists during PASIC and BOA week. So it's
so cool.
It's good time. And we're in the best of times for some people. It's the week of Halloween. Listeners, if you're watching, drop your favorite spooky marching band show and tell us why it's your favorite. But Trish, I want to know, what's your favorite spooky marching band show?
Well,
or marching arts?
Before I got to the Bushwhackers in 1994, they did a Nightmare Before Christmas show. And it was really, really cool. Their costumes were cool. The flags were cool. They were super in character. That's one of them. But as a Winter Guard person, I would definitely be remiss if I did not mention AMP 2019, which was called VAMP, with the rifle line coming out of the coffins and doing, a rollover turn, rifle toss and all that great stuff that happened. That amazing soundtrack that had all that old spooky eerie music, but it also had like a little bit of My Immortal in it. It was just a really super, super cool show. And I mean, people still talk about it. Kids still scream about it. Really cool. Did you see it?
Yeah, I did. I got to see it live, and I remember I watched it in prelims, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. And them coming out of the coffin. So I didn't get to see them in semis because I had some groups make semis that year, make finals that year. Go. But so I couldn't see them in semis. So I saw them in finals, and I was like in those little like vendor red seats.
Right.
And I started the timer when they got on the floor, and I was like, okay, let's see how long they're actually in those coffins. And it was a very long time ago. I don't remember the exact time, but it was a ridiculous time to be in the dark. Open that up, exposed to the UD lights, and toss cold.
Yeah.
That was insane to me.
It is.
It was insane to me to teach. Like that was a trained skill set that must have taken all season, but it was nails, man.
We're so fortunate here in New Jersey that we get to see them in our home circuit in Maine so often. I mean, them in Fusion. I mean, I always try to sign up for shows that they're going to be at so the kids get to see them. And I get to selfishly see them too.
And they get to be celebrities in the circuit too. Like those world-class performers get the cheer of the crowd. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And AMP is always one that brings the house down. But what are your favorite spooky shows?
Well, I mean, I was very shocked. I mean, maybe not shocked. I Northmont, or is that Northmont 93, 94?
The Winter Guard?
Yeah, the Dantes and Seven. That one thing. Every time I talk to people about Color Guard, they're like, "Oh my gosh, have you seen Bubba?" Like that. Like when I was first getting into it.
I didn't even think of that. It's such a good one.
Yeah, that one was thrown at me. So that's like when I show kids. There's a lot of things that they don't need to be seeing in that one, which is why all the things happened around it. But I go, this is commitment to the bit, guys. Like, did you believe? This became a problem because people believed, that's what we want. This is what we say when we say include them in your world. We talk about all the time. I say those first 4 steps you take on the field, you are setting a tone. you're creating the world, essentially.
Yeah, and they sure did.
Oh my gosh, to the end, man. To the end.
Yeah.
That was a good one. Pulse, I believe it was 14, the one where they had ghosts. It was like paranormal, and they turned, the visual ensemble symbol line like crawled around. It was the ghost and like manipulated the dad and then the mom, and then like took the kid at the very end with his big red flyover. That one was really cool. I really, really liked that. I mean, like Corpse Bride Academy. That one's a really good one.
Yes.
That was fun.
Sure.
That's the first time, but has that been the last time they were in finals as well? I forget about,
maybe one time after
maybe
that,
one more
I'm
time.
not sure.
But I still have they put out invites to the wedding for finals. It was the first time. So like I don't know how they got these printed off so fast, but they were like legitimate wedding invites still on card stocks, and I still have one of them. It hangs in my little marching arts little hall that I have, and it's so freaking cool. That was.
I actually just thought of another one. Did you see MBI Winter Guard a couple of years ago when they did it?
Yes, that was a good one. MBI is great.
Right now, you were just talking about committing to the character. Those kids just walking around the arena. Like, I remember seeing them come out, go across to the tent, and they were coming around, and they were super in character, and the whole person with the raincoat and the balloon, like, it was so well done. They didn't even have to perform. I mean, they were kind of scaring everybody just walking around the arena. It was very cool.
Really good costuming. And talking about costuming, like just bringing up more Halloween type stuff. What was that? Bellbrook that did Edward Scissorhands last fall?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. He worked with the lady that did their makeup, Ashlyn Robinson, here in the North Carolina. She also did Crown's makeup last year. I forget if she did it this year, but she did last year with all that red and yellow and that really beautiful.
It was gorgeous.
Shine. She did that, and she's like a makeup guru. If anybody needs makeup, Ashlyn Robinson here in the North Carolinas, hit her up. She's great. But Bellbrook is great. I remember it's not really scary or spooky, but when Dartmouth Percussion did their Let Them Eat Cake show, and they were all in the wigs, like that was the first time I saw high school. Like I can remember wanting to share a video of high schoolers committing to the bit. That was so cool. They were all in like powdered wigs and old timey English.
Oh, that's cool. Like that's very Halloween to be in costume and
buckles on the shoes and all. Yeah, dude. I'm trying to think. This year, Cleveland High School from my neck of the woods in Clayton, North Carolina, is going to Indy, I believe, and they're doing a like Beetlejuice-esque, like I think it's called Burton-esque. I think kind of like when Blue Springs did Burton-esque. Back in 2016, but yeah, just really zany, the white and black, like. And I like those types of shows because it's spooky, but it's not like Northmont, it's not like, and so I think it's fun to kind of explore that space. I'm not against it. I just always like, we talk about like, oh, well, maybe we shouldn't be doing a show. Like, why are we trying to, expose our kids to that feel? I think there's smart ways to do it. And I think all the groups we talked about, maybe minus Northmont 97, did it really smart and entertaining. And I encourage more people to find a way to do that and not make it about the blood and the guts and the gore.
Yeah.
Because I think when you can get somebody in that spooky space, but still keep them in kind of the professional realm.
Yeah.
I really feel like it's so fun to watch. Can you think of any more spooky shows over there? We named a lot.
You did touch on Beetlejuice, and we did have Voxardium do a Beetlejuice show last year. You did touch on that. So that was pretty cool.
That was a good one. I mean,
that was a good one.
The percussion space really seems like the place where people do spooky shows. Like there's like, like I remember this was 2015, 16 maybe at World Champs. There was a Scholastic group that did like a inmate show, and they put him on the chair and electrocuted him. And man, did he move like he was really getting electrocuted, and then just laid there.
Really?
And they rolled him off, and I was like, scary. Okay, I believe it.
It didn't cause a controversy?
I think in the percussion space, like I had a percussionist come up and talk to me today, say, I wanna bring the percussion world to Winds and make it spooky. And I go, I really don't know that that's the idiom, but if you step your foot in and make that your place in the idiom, who am I to say? There's no gatekeeping to jump in and try it. You just got to do it the right way. But the percussionists are about like, they have like cuts, like that's like a feature this and then down, and they'll like break the neck. It's all in their visuals, and so like really, you go to any indoor percussion competition, you're gonna find a spooky, gory kind of aggressive type
That's
show
pretty
like
interesting.
that. Yeah, and it's definitely found their place in that way. I think we've pendulum swinged into the more cerebral, intellectual space right now, but for a long time I remember, oh, there's an inmate show, oh, there's an insane asylum show, oh, there's a prisoner show, oh, here's a battle of some sorts. I mean, like the color guard was there for a little bit during all the. I see a lot of the. I remember seeing a lot of it. Doesn't happen very often and be successful anymore. But like the Holocaust type stuff, again, don't know if we should be hitting on any of that to our kids. But when they do stuff like that, like, I mean, sometimes it's effective. But I remember seeing that happening a lot in the color guard space for a while. Do you remember that time? Like there was a lot of groups. I remember one year in Dayton that it was just. I was like, oh my gosh, is this like a real important like anniversary? Like, why are there so many? This was like 2012 or 13, maybe 14. But that's weird. I didn't like that. I really like happy shows. Like you have to do this for 6 months,
sure.
dude. You have to do this for freaking 6 months. What are we doing?
I know. So, what are we doing?
What are we doing? We'll do another what are we doing later. Okay. Well, let's just toss and we'll jump back in.
Hi, everyone. It's time for your travel tip of the week with me. I'm Beth with Peak Group Travel. Are you traveling with delicate or oversized instruments? Be sure to check with your bus company or your airline for any extra fees that you may incur or any climate-specific needs you have for your instruments. A little extra legwork before you leave could help you avoid costly repairs when you arrive. Don't forget to like and follow Peak Group Travel on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and be sure to email info@peakgrouptravel.com when you're ready to start planning your next performance tour. I'm Beth with Peak Group Travel and your travel tip of the week. Ready to elevate your travel game? Welcome to Peak Group Travel, the ultimate adventure creators. Whether you're planning an unforgettable class trip, a once-in-a-lifetime parade experience for your marching band, or a choir tour full of memorable performance venues, Peak Group Travel handles it all, so you can focus on making memories. From breathtaking international destinations to amazing adventures right here at home, Peak Group Travel customizes every journey to your vision. We're not just planners, we're your partners for the trip you want for your students. Our online registration portal makes managing your pre-trip experience smooth and convenient. We even collect your payments if you'd like. Picture it, effortless planning, unmatched experiences, and smiles that last long after the journey ends. That's the Peak Group Travel difference. And if you choose to partner with Peak on your next tour, and you mention that you heard about us on the On a Water Break podcast, you'll earn a $100 trip credit. Discover why groups everywhere trust Peak Group Travel. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and be sure to visit peakgrouptravel.com today. You pick the date, and we'll make it great.
Okay, everyone, we're back, and it's time for my favorite session, my favorite segment, my favorite everything.
Which is
60-second tech block. 60-second tech block! Okay, it's time for our 60-second tech block. This segment is where one of our hosts, or guest clinicians, it's our guest, is putting on a spot to deliver a nonstop 60-second tech session on a topic that needs some serious attention. After the last run, our special tech this week has come prepared with 3 topics they think they can talk about for a full 60 seconds straight. No hesitation, no pauses, just pure technical gold. And this week, let's see. We're going to go with Lindsay. Lindsay, you said you had 3 topics. Hit me with them.
All right. 1 topic. Let's see. First topic is drum corps in media. Second topic, diversity in the arts. And third topic is packing for drum corps.
Let me think here. Does anybody have one that they're kind of swaying to? I'm thinking packing. I think for somebody that's done this for 8 seasons, you know what I mean? If there's a family that could teach you how to get ready for the summer, it would be y'all. You know what I mean? So I if y'all are with me, I'm jumping on this packing stuff.
All right. I'm in.
Let's do it. Okay. All right. So we did it. All right. Here we go. Are you ready, Lindsay, to talk 60 seconds full out?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Okay. Ashley, can you pull up your phone and can we do a 60-second timer? And then I really want you to be super analytical with them. Okay. They only get 60 seconds and that's it. It's going to get cut off. If they don't say socks, we don't get socks on tour. Okay. So here we go. 60 seconds on the clock. Here we go. 5, 4. Oh, that's 3, 2. My fingers are weird. 1. Here we go. Boop.
All right. So everyone knows that the hardest part of drum corps is just beginning, right? Going to your audition camp, just starting out, going to your first season, making it to spring training. And a lot of people really just don't know how to begin. But there are a ton of resources and there are a ton of people who have done this that have a lot of experience. So I have created this lovely, about 50-page packing list. And I spent a lot of time on it. I marched 6 seasons of drum corps. It takes you through basically everything that you will need, mostly as a color guard member. I don't know too much about all the other sections, but it will help you, give you a lot of tips on how to physically pack everything, as well as what you do and don't need. And you can also ask me some questions. So take that link, message me on Facebook, and I will send you that packing list.
3, 2, 1.
We're going to make it. Okay. Okay. So I'm super curious. I need the packet. I'm totally packing. When I marched drum corps, I was like, oh, they'll have shirts there. I'll just have shirts there. And we did all days in Wyoming. And I remember my entire face got windburn and like skin was peeling. My parents saw me 3 weeks into all days and they were like, what's going on? Okay, well, okay.
So y'all doing over there taking a water break?
Yes, we were taking a water break with the jugs that my daughters were used in their drum corps years. Yep. Bluecoats, Austin. Not Boston,
color.
Austin.
Some color coordination. I do remember going through the parades when I was marching, and they were like, "It's the troopers from Casper, Wyoming."
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, "Why are you talking with your whole mouth?" Like, stop. Boston's such a cool place. Okay, so on this list, so like when I was marching, I thought I was done. I was like 4 pairs of underwear. I know they say 2 weeks worth, but I think I can do 4, and I'll just shower with the underwear at night and let it dry. It kind of worked for all days because you're in the same place. It does not work on tour. That first year was bad. I also did not bring a bed, and I did not have the money to like get an air mattress, so I snuggled my entire
air mattress. What's that?
Right, exactly.
We didn't have any of that luxury stuff.
Well, you know, these new kids, we're just softer than.
I remember one time in one of those tours, somebody forgot to pack their clothes. I'll never.
For the whole summer?
I mean, they had one pair of sweatpants that they wore the entire summer.
Oh my God!
I bet those were just.
I remember the person's name, but I'm not going to say it. So I'm going to get out.
No throwing under the bus, but that could be. What are we doing?
You know, we had like what are we doing wearing the you know, we had I had friends that would do like, oh, this is they say they want a white shirt for ensemble. So this is my white shirt for ensemble for the entire summer. And I go, that's not, you're going to get to June, bro. And they usually do. Then it's just like that musty brown that you just can't get out. And no matter how much bleach you use, it still stinks. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
What's one thing that you would pack that you know you didn't need, but you needed? You know what I mean? Like, oh, I need my teddy bear. I need my Nintendo DS. I need my PlayStation. Definitely didn't do that.
I know. We had a radio back in the day in the back of our bus, and we used to make sure we had the cassette tapes. So the tapes were vital to our survival. And we had my buddy, my C partner, Kevin, was actually an electrician. And he took the power from the front of the bus and he made a whole wiring harness that went all the way back because we sat in the back of the bus. He wired the harness from the front to the back so we could control it and put on the tapes as we wanted. Unbelievable. So we also had a Nintendo on our bus too. We had a Nintendo. So he was an electrician. No, that was 88, 89. Unbelievable. We were playing Mike Tyson's Punch Out in the back of the bus.
Heck yeah, dude.
It was the best having an electrician seat partner, man, because he could work. We could rig it all. He'd stick a fan out the window, and it would run the TV sometimes.
Oh my god, that is great.
And yeah, now we just have Bluetooth. You know, like that's innovation, y'all. Y'all didn't have to feel that struggle.
Electrician of all towns, Las Vegas. So go figure.
Well, there you go, Melissa. You got one?
No, I don't have one.
It's okay. It's okay. Lindsay, Ashley. Oh, Lindsay, you got something. Like, oh, this always goes with me on tour. It's my favorite hoodie. It's my binky from when I was the first time. Oh, let's hear it. I'm ready.
So there's this old color guard movie called On the Starting Line, and we started bringing it on tour. And now, like the past 2 years, they always requested that I bring the movie back on tour.
Oh my gosh.
It's really funny. It's like, because everyone on our guard bus could relate to it, but it's also like an early 2000s movie, so it's like a different time. It's really funny.
Yeah, I remember when that movie.
I had to bring that movie with me because the star, Samia, was one of our movement techs. So
right.
with her in it. And that was a lot of fun. I'm glad that we were able to do that and that she let us do that because it was so much fun to watch together on the bus.
We brought Super Troopers. I guess we watched different times. I think something that's really interesting is that you guys are on a color guard bus and you're watching color guard movies. And when you said, "Oh, I saw this old color guard thing," I was like, "No way!" She's about to bring up Cadet Kelly from what was that? Hillary Duff back in 2006 time. She did an ROTC show. Movie.
I still need to do that. People reference it all the time, but somehow I haven't seen that one yet.
It's really cute, and every time that I do like a cadet guard or a middle school, I want to do her streamer choreography, just because I thought it was just really, really cute.
Yeah,
I swear I thought Ashley was about to go Cadet Kelly. I was like, yes. Lindsay, do you have anything, or is it the same movie? That's so cute that you guys are watching the same movies.
Probably the same movie, but also when we were at Colts, we used to wear bandanas a lot, and then when I got to Bluecoats, people weren't really wearing bandanas and it wasn't required, but I still brought all of mine anyway. I had this huge collection of every color and style of bandana, so that was something that I really didn't need, but I felt like I needed, and it helped keep my hat and my sunglasses on my head, so and I can match them to my outfits sometimes.
Yeah, is that a Colts thing? Is that like a Colts require a bandana? Because
they did when we were there. I don't know if they're still doing
well,
it.
I remember the funny part about the bandanas, actually, is that back in my late 80s, my seat partner, that was his thing, was bandanas. And so we ended up all putting on bandanas in the Cavaliers years when I was there, too. We'd all wear bandanas, and, it was just so funny that
love it.
Lindsay did the same kind of thing, and Ashley, too. They both were doing bandanas, but...
Yeah. Dad, you gave me some of those bandanas to bring with, too, and I brought those with me. So that was really cool.
That's awesome. I asked that because my significant other, my Colts, I almost said cadets for some reason, Colts, and she's like, "Oh, I got to get my new bandanas for the season," and I'm like, "Why is that your thing?" But now maybe it's a Colts thing. That's so cool,
right?
That's awesome. Okay, so can we have some fun? Can we do some What Are We Doings?
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
This is the show where we let loose a little bit like we haven't been already. And this is your chance, all of y'all, to rant about something in the marching arts that just doesn't make sense. Maybe it's a tradition that needs to go. Maybe it's a habit that performers can't seem to break. Maybe it's something that makes you think, why are we even doing this right now? Or why haven't we started doing this yet? Whatever it is, this is your moment to call it out. So who's got something they need to get off their chest? Craig, you got something?
I've got a few things. I don't really want to rant about stuff. I don't know.
I'm telling you right now, this is very, very tongue in cheeky. Like we get a silly. Mine's gonna be a little bit. I got one. It's gonna maybe rub some winter people the wrong way, but hopefully it's rub them the right way. And what do you got, Craig? You got something?
Yeah, I have something I don't understand about the whole secrecy besides the show reveals. I don't understand it.
That part.
It's a little over the top where Bluecoats are waiting till 11:59 of the day before the show. I mean, really?
1 year.
I know that's just an example, but just let it loose. It's fine. It's just band and color guard. It's not like just let it out. Tell your show theme and let's move on.
That part. We've had this discussion before. It drives me crazy too.
And I'll always say, well, we can't be like the troopers that are gonna unveil it, on the field. They'll pull their tarp and they'll be like, "Next year's show is this." I don't know if you've seen that. They post like as soon as they walk off the finals, they go, "And this next season's show is
right."
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Yeah, there's definitely a happy median in there. What's it like for y'all being at some pretty prestigious places that really do hold their punches until it's time? They got to keep you secret. How do they keep you from talking about it? Because I ask, I have kids that march, and I go, "What's the show?" And they go, "I can't tell you."
I may have asked a few times for that.
You got to. What do they do? I mean, definitely it's in your contract, right? You can't talk about it. Okay, well we'll just leave it at that. I won't ask how they
I don't have
that.
a problem with it.
I actually liked keeping it a secret personally. Like if I needed to, I was like, okay, I'm going to let people wait and anticipate. And it was kind of a little more fun that way for me to wait until it was ready. But
you like to see people suffer. I see. Okay. Well, we're seeing Lindsay a little bit more.
No, just get them excited.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Melissa, you got. It sounded like you had tons of what do we do. I'm.
Well, I don't know. Do I really go there? Okay. All right. When I was in guard, I was in a couple guards that didn't let the girls do rifle, and so I ended up on the saber line. And so this is back in the 80s. And, I'm glad I had the saber experience. I was in some really good saber lines, and I appreciate the experience. And it actually helped me now, when teaching saber and all that. But at the time, I wasn't very happy about it. And now it's like 35 years later. I don't know. I just think, girls should be, there shouldn't be a thing with girls and guys who can be in the rifle line. It should be like everybody. And girls should be able to be on all the teams. So I'm just leaving it there.
I gotta go.
Oh my goodness.
Well, because there was a particular team that I wanted to be in when I was back in the day, and they didn't let females. And so I was like, okay, well then, decades later, it's still the same, and that bothers me quite a bit. That's all I'm just saying. The world has evolved, and I just think that drum corps should evolve with it. That's all I'm saying.
Hour and a half north.
Craig could march the Brigadiers when they were around, or what were they called? The all-female corps up there? No, but maybe. I won't talk about it. Okay, I'm with you on it. Yeah, I talk to a lot of Winter Guard people. Go, we're gonna have an all-male rifle, and I go, why does that matter?
Yeah.
Why does that matter anymore?
It shouldn't matter at all.
Everyone spit if they're all going to do the flag feature together, they should be able to do the rifle thing, the saber thing, the everything. So I'm with you. It should be talent over, all the other things. So I'm with you.
At least provide the opportunity to prove that you can be on the line.
Hold an audition. Yeah. Do some technique with the full ensemble. The ensemble will get so much better. Ashley, you got one?
Kind of going along the lines of what my dad said. I think one thing that I don't find bothers me that much, but it bothers some people is posting recordings of shows, even though they're already public.
Mm.
And I know there's copyright issues, but I'm just if the show is already public, I feel like it should be okay to share around with your friends and stuff like that, especially because people are across the country and they won't be able to see it live as much.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think I think that it's we talked about it earlier. The WGI archive is gone, and there's nowhere that we can put these DCI shows. Like they're gone from Box 5 Media, like 24 hours afterward. You can go and watch the rebroadcast, but there's no recordings. And so, like we talked about earlier, it's really important to get not just the stories like we're talking about from your parents, but it's important to see the progression. So, like, we used to be able to go, I'm going to watch all of everything that's available from the 1990s. And from the 1990s all the way through, what was that, like 2010, 2011, you could watch every show that made finals. And how important is that for two growing instructors? Where have we been? Where are we now? So we can see where we're going. We're right now, you guys really only get where are we now? And you have to guess where we're going. Like, it's important. I understand the laws. I understand the everything. Everyone should get their pennies and all their things that they're going to get from every time you play, an Adele song in a terrible UD arena. Okay, but how do we keep this as educational? Because, like, that's my big thing is dance teams can use the music and they use it under the guise of this is educational purposes. We're not stealing your intellectual property.
It is educational because I firmly believe that the amount of music that my girls have heard because of going to WGI and drum corps is exponential. This is stuff that they would never, it's not playing on the radio. So they're never only going to experience it through drum corps and Winter Guard. Some of this stuff is amazing. And it's beautiful, that they've had the opportunity to listen to all this different music and so many, and it could even be the same song in 8 different versions, like Hope or whatever. I mean, seriously, there's different ways people interpret everything. So it really is kind of cool to see and to hear all this music.
I'm right there with you. So that's a great What Are We Doing? Lindsay, you got one?
Yeah, mine's kind of similar to Mom's. I will always be an advocate for having everyone in the same sort of uniform, like gender-wise, if it's possible, or at least just letting the members choose which costume/uniform is the most comfortable for them. I think that's really important, and a lot of times instructors don't ask, and instead they just give someone their uniform. So I think just letting people make that decision for themselves is really important.
It's true.
Yeah, I think we live in a very not difficult. I would say we're in a sensitive time, and I think keeping everybody like this again. This is supposed to be an educational space, so we should be making our students as comfortable as possible. It's not only standing in or being put in the correct uniform for your identity, but it is darker colored gloves and shoes. It is, like the skin tone stuff. It's the attention to the different hairstyles that come with different ethnicities and having a plan for those. Like we talk about a lot of this podcast. You got to if your kid's not comfortable, there's no way that they perform comfortably, And so I'm with you. I think that's pretty incredible. You got to keep those things in mind or you're already fighting an uphill battle. But
this fall, I have one cisgender male in the Guard, and I had to get a male version of the costume anyway. So whether I knew what their gender identity was, even though many of them were 4-year members, and I knew very clearly when I measured them, I said, would you like the male uniform or the female uniform? And it played out the way I thought it would, but I just wanted to give everybody that option.
Oh yeah, I don't even when I'm doing all that stuff. I don't even say male or female. I just go, hey, there's one with a skirt, there's one with a pant. Which one would you like?
Okay, that's probably a better way of doing it. But
and they'll it doesn't matter. Like it really, who's it hurting? And like
right,
it might even help tell the story more. Now you got more pants on there than skirts. Boom, done. And a skirt doesn't have to be girls or boys; it can be anything. And I think that's great. What Are We Doing is a little bit controversial. And so, yeah,
I'd love to kind of too.
Oh, do you want to say yours first or you want me to go?
Do you want me? Oh, if yours is going to be more controversial, you're probably going to want to close it out. So it's not only what are we doing, and I'm not talking to anybody on this podcast, I'm talking to our listeners. What were all of you doing that got the rules at WGI for combined schools changed? What were you doing? What were you like? What were you cheating? I don't know what it is, because my group has been, I work in a district called Northern Valley Regional District, and there's 2 high schools in the district, and we were allowed to combine for the last 9 years. And yes, we do have 2 different marching bands, and that's why we're not allowed to combine this year. But the other high school marching band only has 4 kids in the color guard. And, we pleaded our case to WGI, like they wouldn't be able to come out on their own. So I have to say, WGI is being really accommodating with letting the groups that are not allowed to combine anymore to transition to independent and still use the scholastic insurance and all that. Like, because I started freaking out. I started thinking, oh my God, we're going to have to, because I also run an independent guard, and I started thinking, oh my God, we're going to have to incorporate, we're going to have to get a 501c, like we're going to have to do all that stuff. But they are, get a board, but they are allowing the combined groups that are not allowed to combine anymore to compete in independent, but use the scholastic insurance and stuff like that. So props to WGI for that. But it just makes me think, what was going on all these years that made them change the rules? What were y'all doing?
I will say, do you know of groups here in the North Carolinas? And this is where it's going to get really controversial with mine. Both of us have to do with WGI and rules, by the way.
Okay.
There were definitely people that were abusing the rules.
Okay. Maybe we can have a private conversation about that.
Yeah, there were groups that were, from what I heard, I got to watch them perform. They did not belong in that class. They built a super group, and this is all supposed to be in fairness. Like, A is introductory, not anymore. I mean, you look at some of these classic A groups. Oh my gosh, we have to create another class. Like,
you're not wrong.
What are we doing to make this fair? Because it's the same thing with BOA. Like, some of these groups are going out and they feel like they have to compete with the Avons. That's why I like the WGI win space, because it's for smaller groups. But like, what are we doing to make this feel educational? Not even fair, but educational. Because what's educational about a 12 person guard going up against, what used to be the rule, that you can get all the way up to like past 50. Think about how little people have to perform in that they could just go on the sideline and hang out. And now a new group comes in and they've been working on the same 72 counts for the entire season versus the 500 counts that the show is, I think about that a lot. Do you guys have any input on that? What's it like where you guys are at with combined schools? And I mean, you guys are in the Indiana and Ohio area, so it's like WGI Central, right? Oh my goodness. Have you guys had any experience with some of these combined groups?
No, I understand it. I mean, I get it. Why? I guess that was the argument that people were creating the super group if they were using kids from all their top students from each school. Like, we used to have a district around here that had 4 high schools, and so that they would take the top kids, and then you have a super group in A class. I mean, I understand it why they would make that rule, but it is difficult to.
Makes it hard for those groups that need it.
It's hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now we have a group they had to be independent because they were combining schools here locally. But then they're independent. And so then the kids in the area say, oh, there's an independent group I want to join. And then they can't join that group because the group says, no, you have to attend this.
No, because we're under the scholastic insurance. Right. One of my kids asked me, said, hey, Trish, now that we're independent, can we have other people? I said, nope.
Right. So, yeah, that makes it, well, makes it different than other independent. Yeah, it's not the same. So I don't know. I get it, but it's just.
It's hard.
All right, I want to hear Joey's because Joey sounds good.
Okay, here we go. I'm putting myself in the crosshairs, but I think I'm ready for this because I think it is the right thing to talk about, and I think it is the educationally sound thing to champion this cause. What are we doing? Creating an independent group and then recruiting high school students that have successful winter guard programs.
Oh,
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that. Yeah.
The rule is that you have to get a director to sign off or a principal.
Right.
Now, what happens when you have the meeting with the director? The director says this is not an educationally sound thing. We've heard a lot of things about the culture and the toxicity of that culture. Okay. We don't think it's a good, we know that you believe in that cause, but you're believing in that cause because you're believing adults that are looking out for the success of this independent program, not the success of you as an individual performer. That conversation does not end with them going, okay, yeah, I'll sign as a director. I'll sign and you can go do this. It says, no, I don't support this. This is not good for you as my, whatever. And then they get coached or something and they go to the principal and maybe misrepresent what they're asking. And now the principal is signing off on this. These 17-year-old performers are now going to be in rooms, hotels, buses, vans, changing areas with 23-year-olds.
Yeah,
I don't think the directors of this independent group are thinking about that or the legalities of that. And again, it is hurting a successful group in the area. And independent groups are made to support and grow and create and inspire the scholastic groups. They're not meant to scholastic groups aren't meant to be siphoned from. Their best kids to make
1,000%.
Yeah.
Listen, back in the day when world class had an age limit, and you had a 17-year-old that had a minimum amount of time to perform in world class, or they were going to age out or move on from high school, and that small window and before they aged out, I sort of got it. Like, my high school didn't have a winter guard. They had a marching band, but they didn't have a winter guard. So I was free to go to Royal Guardsmen and go to all these places that I went to. But now, if they're that talented, they could certainly finish their high school career, and they can march until they're 40 if they want to.
Yeah.
At least in winter guard. Drum corps different. But I've said this so many times, you're going to have many years than I did past high school. So
yeah. I think this is
that hits nerdy too.
This ensemble is a faded glory world-class group that has bumped down to open because they keep losing students. The culture isn't great already, which is why we're mostly like, okay, I understand you want the glory. Like we talked about, like you go see AMP and everyone's excited for AMP. This was our only world-class group in the area, so everyone was excited to see the world-class group. But it hasn't made final under the new direction, and the culture continues to push people away. I don't want students that I teach to experience that. Also, and my thing is, if you have an independent group and you have to pull from high schoolers, maybe you don't need an independent group.
Yeah, that part.
And we have enough in the area. It's not like we're short. What we are short of is ensembles that care about the community enough to let these high schoolers finish. And get the training that they need to perform at these. Because we know, just because you march Scholastic World doesn't mean that you're about to kill it in Independent Open.
1,000%.
So that's where I'm at right now, and I wish the best to these students because they're going to go off. They got contracted before any kind of communication happened with the band director. They did whatever they did with the principal, and now the principal is signed off, thinking it's like thinking that it's it's some kind of a rec league thing, but it's not. It is 23-year-olds. It is they bumped down to open, so like it's 23-year-olds. Mostly, and then these 17-year-old girls. Like, I wouldn't feel comfortable as a parent with all of that. So, at the local circuit, we've sent tons of emails. Nothing, zero. We reached out to WGI, and WGI said they technically followed the rules. We don't know if your principal understood what they were signing, but the signature exists. So that's my what are we doing? What are we doing? Having an independent group if obviously. We can't even field it with real adults. Yeah. Sorry to make it so sour. I want to push on to some Gush and Goes if you guys are good, and we'll heighten the mood up a little bit, okay?
Great job, everyone. Set your equipment down. Gush and Go.
All right. Get you a sip there. Ashley, you're not hydrating, and we see that, okay? We're going to talk after rehearsal, okay? Thank you for a great rehearsal this week. Thank you to everyone for spending time with us. The Peters family, where can we find you on social media if you're cool with that? Melissa, Craig, are you guys on the socials?
I'm on Facebook primarily. I do have a YouTube channel under Cavi Craig. There's a lot of videos on there. I have like 200 and something videos of drum corps stuff, marching band stuff, winter guard stuff. So quite a bit there.
What is it called? How do you spell it?
Cavi, CAVIE, CRAIG.
I'm going to go follow. Let's keep going down the list. Ashley, where can we find you and hear about all cool things Boston?
My username is AshleySpins21 on Instagram and TikTok.
Beautiful. Lindsay?
I'm mostly only active on my TikTok, and that is spinning.lj, and that's where you probably saw that video.
I did. Definitely did.
Where today started, absolutely. Well, Trish, you're I don't have to ask you that. You were on social media. We're good. I'm gonna keep pushing. Got a good question or a good topic to talk about? Email us on onawaterbreak@gmail.com. It's a mouthful, but it's actually really easy to type. Or find us on social media and DM us if you want to be on the next show. We even have a form now to fill out if you want to be a guest. We love having people on the podcast, so check out our link in our bio and social media. Or you could just take out your phone and make a video and send it to us, and maybe you'll see yourself on the podcast soon. You can tell it. I'm so sorry. One more thing. Don't forget that we have a YouTube channel now, so go and subscribe so you can see us all there. Also, before you close out of your podcast listening app, go subscribe, write us a review, tell Jeremy how great I am as a host, and that I don't know, maybe I get that cool On a Water Break exclusive hat. And share this with a friend. Follow us on social media at On a Water Break, and we'll see you at the next rehearsal on a Water Break.
Thanks for having us.
The On a Water Break podcast was produced by Jeremy Williams and Christine Reams. The intro and outro music was produced by Josh Lyda. To learn more, visit lydamusic.com. And until next time, thanks for tuning in.